Good day, it's the Amateur Gardener, and today we're talking about Portulacas. There are many different kinds. There's your Portulaca umbraticola. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly. It's also called the purslane with its paddle-shaped leaves. And this is the Portulaca grandiflora with its spiky leaves. Okay, so this is what we're planting today, and I'm just going to inspect under the leaves, make sure that there aren't any aphids or other bugs that might, go through the rest of my garden. You know what they say, when life gets you down, just keep going. Okay, so I'm positioning the plants in my garden here, my little project area, and I don't have enough plants to go around, so I'll be spreading some of the stems around the thinner areas thinly as well, and you'll see in just a couple of weeks it's gonna thicken up. It's gonna be denser than the way it will look today. And I'm inspecting the soil there, making sure I don't bring home any ants. Like, remember the paddle cactus, that video? Now, don't be shocked if you see them tying up the stems. That's because each stem has its own root system and it's easy for them to fall apart. So they do that, so it's more presentable when selling it. And look at what I found. That's my little horror story right there. Something that could have been fixed if I had just worn gloves. Anyway, so back to where we were. Just separate the stems really gently. Be careful not to hurt the roots. Although these plants are pretty sturdy, you can actually just plant them back even if you cut the roots. They're that easy to take care of. So if you have brown thumbs, if you believe in that, this is something you may want to try in your garden. So there is just one more special guest. Say hi. It's kind of shy. So I'm not so scared anymore in this part because I have gloves on. Look at you, who's so brave. And a third, my goodness. So many special guests today. Okay, so just separate those, and you can separate them to groups of 3, 4, and just put a hole in the ground and put in there and plant it and press on the ground so it will stand up. Stand up, guys, you're embarrassing me. Just stay there. There, good. And here's the second one. I'm just using my garden shears there to create an opening in the ground so it'll go in easily. And don't forget to cultivate your soil, okay? So it aerates the soil for the roots of your plant, because they do need the air down there so that the roots can do what they have to do with the water and the nutrients and the air. Bring them up the stem, and with the plant, with the sun rather, they can go through the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so some of the plants you'll see might have this condition. This is called root bound, being the roots being bound in a circular fashion, and it's not good if they're in containers because they'll eventually suffocate, because they don't have enough space for water and air and all the other things they need. Just cut the tie again, and then just separate the roots so that when you put them in the ground, they will grow downwards or sideward, so the roots can freely grow in their new environment. The temperatures they best grow in is usually 15 to 28 degrees Celsius or 59 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. In my garden, they've reached around 35 degrees Celsius, and they were fine. They love the sunlight, 6 to 8 hours. So put them in the part of your garden that gets a lot of sunlight. Okay? Most Portulacas are annuals and won't be needing deadheading. There's a video for that. Just look for it although there are some that are perennials or perennials. Pronounce it the way you want to. And this is what it looks like 9 days later. It's a little thicker, and there's some parts that are a bit not as dense as you'd like them to be, but eventually they will thicken up. On the right side, you see that empty part? Somebody stepped on it and I feel so bad, but it's okay. And this is what it looks like 21 days later. The portulacas are thicker, denser. Imagine just 3 weeks and it looks so thick already. Now as for that empty spot, you can propagate your own portulacas or buy a new plant. I decided to buy a new plant, but if you don't want to, then this is the step you'll be taking to propagate your own portulacas. Just cut off a healthy stem, approximately 3 to 5 inches long. And I'm just getting it from the parts of the garden, or this part anyway, where there are lots of long stems. So if I cut one out, it won't be missed really. So just choose that portion where you won't be like making those spots even emptier like I just did. So here are my stems and they're ready to be planted. Now we'll be needing a pot, or if you're potting it, and some soil and some sand and your cuttings. That's all you need. Now my soil is already sandy. I'm just adding a little bit more. Portulacas like sandy soil. They don't like rich or clayish soil. They'll die in clayish soil because they don't like being stuck in water. So good drainage is important if you want them to live and be healthy. Okay, so I'm just flattening the soil there. Actually, I flattened it already. And then I'm using a barbecue stick. Use any kind of stick, and I'm marking the 7 holes where I'll be planting the portulacas or the stems. And I'm doing this so that I slide the cutting in and not bruise it. Now just measure 2 inches from the bottom of the stem. Remove the leaves on that portion, okay, so that it doesn't rot. Ta-da! You're done. And repeat the process. 2 inches, take out the leaves from that portion. 2 inches, put them in the ground, and it's done. Repeat the process. Now make sure you poke a hole deep enough for it to slide in smoothly. We don't want to push it in and hurt the stem, okay? Never, never, never push it in. We don't want it to bruise. We want it to be healthy so it'll grow roots faster, okay? Now just put them all in. Repeat the process. Take out the leaves. Whatever leaves there are in the 2 inches you'll be planting in. Press around the area so they'll stay standing when you water it. Okay? Now watering. They don't need a lot of water. They're drought tolerant, so they don't like being stuck in water. So make sure you water them only when the ground is dry, but not like really totally dry. Around 1 to 2 inches will be fine. And this is day 1 of our propagation. This is day 2. If you notice, the bud yesterday is now blossom. It comes that quickly and it goes that quickly as well. So you see day 3, it's gone, but it has new blossoms. And same with day 4. The process repeats itself. And we have a pink blossom. Now look at all of these little flowers. They're really tiny and delicate. But if you look at it, these guys are really tough. They can weather the harshest conditions, when it comes to droughts and stuff. Anyway, I hope you'll consider planting them in your garden and you'll get a chance to see how captivating these beauties are. They're really easy to maintain. I hope you try it. Have a great day, friends. God bless.